Hey guys, so I was in a vehicle accident on September 30th this year, and apparently the deputy wrote up that I was at fault. Let me give you the scenario. So I was traveling up my boulevard, and as I was entering into a roundabout, there was a truck on the right that had a yield sign. Means you have to wait for the traffic to clear. Well, he pulled out in front of me. I had no time to stop completely, and the front of my car swiped the back of his truck. Well, I just got the police report, and here the deputy is saying that I stated the other driver was going too fast and pulled out in front of me. I don't remember the exact wording if I said he was going too fast or not. I believe I may have said, and I do remember saying, there wasn't enough room to stop because he pulled out in front of me. I remember that statement, and I was in the roundabout. The deputy said in his statement, the other driver said I hit him from behind. Well, I didn't. That's not true. The side of my vehicle swiped the back side of his vehicle because he had pulled out in front of me as I was in a roundabout. So the deputy writes the summary is the other driver entered the roundabout. He noticed me entering the roundabout, and I was going too fast and collided with the rear bumper of his vehicle. Well, if he was entering the roundabout and he saw me coming around the roundabout, then he would be at fault because he had a yield sign. He had to wait for traffic to clear before he could go. That's the purpose, the manner of yield. But this deputy didn't write the traffic report up like that. According to the traffic laws, i.e. yield to a roundabout, he wrote it up according to the other driver's statement that I was going too fast. Well, how did he determine this? Was it that the other driver's calibrated and untrammeled vision recorded my speed in his brain through visual radar? He's going too fast. Because the accident was pretty cut and dry. I was entering a roundabout, and to the right was a vehicle with a yield sign, and that vehicle lurched forward in front of me. There was no room to stop. He was right in front of me, and so I hit the back of his truck. But this is what you get when you deal with the police. Instead of investigating and asking further questions, they go out like secretaries. They take statements and then they do data entry. No investigating, no common sense, no reviewing the statements or the information. Just take statements and do data entry. Just saying, okay, he said that, he said that. Okay, I'll give you the summary. I talked to the sergeant today, and guess what he said? He said, well, we take the statements and then we make a recommendation. He said, they don't make a decision based on traffic laws. Those are my words. He said, we make a recommendation. We recommend. Oh, that's traffic investigation? What had happened? What happened? Okay, I'm going to recommend. Not looking at it and going, well, dude, you have a yield sign. If he was this way and you were here, you had to wait for him to go by. Not that. It's what happened. What happened? He was going too fast. You were going too fast. He said so. You're at fault. You know, forget the traffic signs. Forget that there was a yield sign. Forget that, you know, I was coming and he lurched in front of me. Forget that. Well, he cut you off, but you were going too fast. So as long as I, you know, don't get hit by somebody going too fast, I mean, I could run a stop sign. And if somebody's going too fast, well, they're at fault. If I'm in a driveway, I can pull out in front of someone. And if they hit me, well, they were going too fast. They were going too fast. They should have stopped and let me pull out of that driveway. Gosh darn it. That's what this deputy has done with the precedent. He set a precedent that I can pull out in front of people. I can cut people off. And as long as, you know, if they hit me, I can just say, well, he's going too fast. He should have stopped. That's kind of what we're seeing here. Forget the traffic laws. Forget the yield to traffic. Forget the yield to oncoming traffic. That don't count anymore. It's who you like better, and you're going to recommend based on those statements. That's the vibe I'm getting here. not based on traffic laws at the time. And again, speed was not a factor here. Again, I was under the speed limit. I was probably 8 to 10 miles per hour going in. I was only like going like 4 or 5 miles an hour when I hit him because I was braking. And furthermore, who determines if I was or was not going too fast? I mean, did the other driver have calibrated vision, untrammeled sight? He's going 20 miles an hour. But that's what you get when you deal with the police. You get unsatisfactory, below standard, incompetent, poor job performance. That's what we pay for in our taxes. Our tax money pays for poor performance, poor job performance, incompetence, below standard. Oh, I don't have time to investigate. I took their statements. I'm going to recommend. So when the other guy said I was going too fast, did the deputy even think to go, well, how did you determine that? How are you determining that? Oh, because he hit me. Yeah, you're right. Forget that he has a yield sign. So I'm making this video because the cops ain't going to help me. You know why? Because they're below standard. It's what we pay for, guys. Below standard job performance. If I'm below standard at my job, I get put on this type of I forget the exact wording, but it's a performance evaluation program, and they evaluate to see if you can bring up your standards. Your poor job performance in the law enforcement, it's hey, we recommend it. Okay, we took the statements. Oh, you took the state. You didn't investigate. You just took statements. Okay. And that's what he said. The sergeant today said, well, you exchange information. And yeah, you exchange information, but the guy violated traffic law. Looking at the accident, he clearly didn't yield to oncoming traffic. So I guess now that's okay. Based on that police report, I can pull out in front of people. And if I get hit, he's going too fast. He should have been going slower. People drive so fast in this town, man. Let me know what you think. I can do that now, right? I can just cut people off and it's okay. Just say they're going too fast and they'll make a recommendation. That's a precedent, is what we call it in the judicial system.